All right, and welcome to How Far So Far with your host Brian. And today we have a very special guest in the house. But before we get into all that, follow us on all social media platforms at How Far Is Too Far. Listen to the podcast on Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and all that nonsense. And make sure you tell the people that to listen to this shit. Watch it on YouTube. Tell your mama, tell your grandma, your friends. Blow my shit up, bro. Like, I'm trying to make it out here. You know what I mean? Fuck. Anyway, we got a special guest in the house today. Let the people know who you is. Introduce yourself.
I'm Alina, and I'm Brian's little sister.
Wow, that's crazy. Straight up from where? Tell the people where you been, all that shit. Like, your life, what you do. People that don't know you.
I was born in Dominican. I came
Now,
I had to put that up there.
So it's important for people to know that you're foreign.
Yeah, because everybody always say that I'm fake Dominican. I'm not, because I don't speak Spanish.
Just pull out your arm and be like, look.
Yeah, I just be like, I got this mark. But I came here. I was like 5. Lived in Brantford. Played sports all my life, soccer, basketball. Now I'm playing university for basketball. So
where you at?
I go to St. Mary's University in Halifax.
Shout out to SMU. Quick question for you. How you know Adrian? Now, if you've been keeping up with the podcast, Adrian is previous guest.
It's funny because I swiped up on it and I was like, yo, how do you know Adrian? So he's asked me the same question.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I want to ask you, because me as your older brother,
you already asked
I have some next nigga in the fucking podcast, and you automatically like, oh, who the fuck is you? How you know that guy? So I really want to know what's up.
I don't really know Adrian like that. I just know of him.
You know of him?
Yeah.
Also, so he don't know you.
Yeah, if you asked him, he'd know me.
Okay, so I can be like, yo, I know. He probably didn't know you was my sister.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. What's good? Talk to me. Today we're here with a few subjects of importance. Such as what? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? It's weird.
I don't know.
This is one of these episodes where we're just comfy. We want to let the people know, anything that's going on in your life in terms of whatever. So we so far know that you play ball. You go to SMU, and that you know Adrian.
Yeah.
What else?
Wow. I went to prep school for 2 years.
Where
to Lincoln Prep.
Lincoln Prep.
He's acting. It's funny because you already know all these answers.
Yeah, but they don't know.
I know,
this.
but it's so weird. I went to Lincoln Prep for 2 years. That's in Hamilton. If people didn't know, we went to St. Mary's in Hamilton, which is ironic. But yeah, I played in the OSBA.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's funny because we went to St. Mary's and Lincoln Prep Huskies, and now I go to St. Mary's Huskies.
Oh
yeah. It's full circle.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I never know that shit. That's fucking stupid as fuck. One of those.
But
things.
It's cool though. It's meant to be.
So you went from a ghetto husky to a husky.
Yeah, actually reversed, because prep was less ghetto than university, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that for a little bit, because I feel like university then when I went to school to what it is now, it's probably different. Especially in a whole other province. How's that like?
I don't know. I like Halifax. I always say that.
You like it?
Yeah, I like Halifax. I like SMU. When I mean less ghetto, I mean I feel like my training schedule was way more intense at prep school, because I feel like they prepared us for the worst for university. So going to university, it's
kind of soft.
Yeah, it was easier than what they prepared us for, because I went to a program that was preparing me for D1, high level D1, and obviously I'm not high level D1. And I'm not saying that my program isn't hard, but it's definitely not the top that I was expecting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, so do you feel from an athlete standpoint that you're being underworked?
No, I feel like it's different, because when I went to prep school, I was being worked in practice, but I didn't play a lot. Whereas at SMU, I'm playing way more than I did in high school. So I feel like I'm pushing myself instead of other people pushing me. It's different. In high school, they tell you what you have to do. They tell you what work to put in. But like when you get to university, like depending on your coach, like my coach just like, yo, you know what you have to do and do it. Like he's not going to sit around and like make athletes do stuff they don't want to do. And if they don't want to do it, they're not going to play or they're not going to come back.
Well, you guys are adults now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're here to perform.
Yeah.
I'm not,
and
I'm
if you don't,
tell you what to do. If you don't play.
Yeah, exactly. Or you don't come back. So it's crazy.
Damn. So it's a tough world out there. Now,
it is.
You know, the team. How do you rate the team?
Yo, we're actually gonna be sick this year.
So this year you're gonna be sick.
We're gonna be sick.
Like, why? Is there like some transfers? Like,
yeah, we have 2 transfers. Oh, three transfers, and then like 1 rookie coming up from high school. But like just like. But like our overall talent is better than it has in my last 3 years, or been in my last 3 years.
Why? Isn't it
my
the
first
same
year
people?
we were ass. Sorry if anyone who I know on that team is watching, but we were ass. I think everybody knew we were ass. You know what I mean? We won 3 games and we had 20, so we were 3-17. Ass, bad. Yeah. And that was my first year too, and I was like, "Shit, bro! Did I pick the right team? Fuck."
did it ever cross your mind like, yeah, I want to leave this fucking team?
Nah, because I played a lot, and I felt like I was like developing as an individual player, even if my team was trash. So, fuck it.
Well, that's a good fucking attitude for real.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. 20 games.
Yeah, 3-17.
So game 2. So year 2. How did that go?
Year 2 much better. We I think we're 10-10.
Okay. Okay. So 50-50.
Yeah.
It was much better. A huge improvement.
We got like one of the top recruits in like Nova Scotia, Lucy, and then we also got so she started, and then we got another starter, Clara, and we were just much faster and much more skilled than we were in our prior years or prior year.
Now, what's the difference to this year's team that you feel that is gonna be like,
bro, we're so fast. This is the thing. Like, I'm a point guard and I'm fast, so I like a fast game. And past, like, especially my first year, like everything was like slow it down, run the play. Like, yeah, I'll do that, but if we have transition, sorry for those who don't know basketball and stuff like that, but if you have transition, like I'd rather that. And like this year, like, or this upcoming year, like we have some speed and IQ. Which is also good.
IQ.
Yeah. Where in my first year, anyways.
So you're telling me the first year was a bunch of dumb motherfuckers.
Listen, no. Listen. I appreciate every single teammate that I've ever had, right? In my first year, it was kind of a weird dynamic because what we had left over as vets were like bench players. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't play big minutes. So like they kind of stepped up into like bigger roles than they had been used to for the last like 4 years. And then you also had like me as starter, like 17 rookie, like no experience. So we kind of had like just like a fresh slate.
So that was like you guys' like rebuild year basically.
No, big rebuild. So it was like really tough. It was really tough.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what are we expecting from SMU this year? Are we expecting a championship? That's
the goal. This is the thing. There's one thing, like there's manifesting it, like speaking into existence, but then there's also like jinxing it, and I don't want to jinx it. But I have high hopes. Like,
okay, top hardest team in the league right now. Give me 2.
PEI, they won last year.
PEI, who's that?
PEI.
Well, like, where's
Prince
that?
Edward Island.
Okay, Prince Edward. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
So you guys only play Canadian teams?
Yeah, our conference is like out east.
Okay, cool. And any other team?
PEI. Acadia is always good, but I don't know.
Where are them motherfuckers from?
Acadia is in Wolfville.
Okay.
I would say those 2, but like we're up there. Honestly, we're up there.
So you're telling me that this year, yo guys is a mashup with this top teams like PI, like it's not gonna be like a soft game. Like you guys are coming in now.
Mom's asking for a timeout still.
What?
Se puede meter.
Sí, ¿qué pasa?
Tú lo estás haciendo muy personal.
Váyase de ahí.
Pero espérate,
Ay,
It's not that personal though.
Tú puedes decir cómo te va cuando una tipa tiene un bajo agrajo. ¿Cómo tú crees los diferentes días? ¿Cómo es vivir junto con todas esas mujeres? No se bañan, te roban los champús, te cogen la media, vaina así para que la gente se cure. tan personal.
I only understood a little bit of that, but
okay. So so today, for whatever reason, our mother is here listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And she wanted to input and with what we're talking about, but I don't know where.
what she's saying is too personal.
No, what she's saying is like basically that what we're talking about, like, yeah, it's important, but like we should talk about like the fucked up shit, like, you know, how your teammates like steal each other's socks.
Damn.
Like who stinks the most.
Jeez, that's crazy.
So-
I don't know if I want to disclose that information still.
Right, but this is where like I'm trying to
Wait, can you just like think where you beep about names?
Yeah, sure. I can
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
on that.
that makes me sick.
I can believe on the names.
Mom doesn't want me to beep about names, yo. She's trying to cause drama on my team.
100%. Like, you don't understand. Like, she's going back to school and people gonna watch
Yeah,
this.
I've not
like,
graduated
what's wrong
yet.
with you?
Well, but other teams don't do it with the actual.
But how would she know what
Yeah.
other teams do when she's not in that team?
Oh no, I can tell you about a girl I hate.
Who?
But you have to bleep out her name because actually, like,
Okay.
I'm a beef ting like on the court, but off the court, I'm like, yo, great game, mate.
Oh, so you beef her on the court.
so much, yeah. She's like that one player. Like, I asked my coaches, I'm like, yo, like, if I punch her, like, am I kicked off the team or what? Like, what's going for real though? Like, I don't like her.
How did that start?
I don't know. It was my first year, and like, she's a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember she's just like one of those players like talks to you for no reason. Do you know what I mean?
She what?
Like, she talks to you on the court for no reason. Like, no one's talking to you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, there's a thing like you can have
Yeah, but
conversation-
but I feel like that's part of the sport. You gotta take your shit.
But it's not even like that. It's like, yo, I'll be like, oh, ref, that wasn't a foul, and like she'll just be in my ear like, that wasn't a foul though. What are you talking about? Like, what? I'm like, yo, where'd you come from?
But that's a weird shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I don't know. I feel like in the game, like, I have really high intensity. I get really pissed off really easily.
Okay.
So I feel like she just got on my nerves one game and it just continued. I heard she's really nice off the court though, so I don't carry it off the court.
So off the court, you guys cool.
I never had a conversation with her, but I don't carry it off the court.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't know this person.
No.
You just know her as a player.
Yeah, I just don't like her.
And as a player, you want to punch her in her face.
No, I won't.
So,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this: Would it make a difference if you do like get to know her, and she's actually cool? You guys like
It'd be more
have
like-
matching personalities and shit. You guys got shit in common, and you guys start to like love each other and shit. Like,
It'd be more of like a playful argument and talking shit, but like it wouldn't be as like deep rooted anger like I do right now. Like anger. Like,
So-
I get angry during games. Like, you don't understand this. And that started from her, eh? When I was younger, every single time I started playing back, she's like, get angry. Get angry. Get mad. And I'd be like, you're right.
so mom is a bad influence.
Facts, yeah. Facts.
No.
That's all I remember from when I was a kid too. It's like, get mad.
Now-
Are you playing? That's when I knew I was playing like shit. To get mad.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah.
you were basically influenced into being an angry player.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now you are an angry player.
Yeah.
That's fuck. Have you ever had like any like bad like encounters with people in the court, or you just like, you know what, fuck it, bro, like let's go?
Yeah, a few, but like I don't really take it that far because like
Like
It's a sport.
What's the worst? What in your opinion, what's been the worst?
yo on the worst, like I'd be like my second year, I got sandwiched between these two girls and I like fucked up my shoulder. That was the worst because it wasn't even that bad because in the moment I was like, oh, it was an accident, but later on I found out they did it on purpose and I was like, yo, I thought we was cool because we were actually cool off the court. And I was like, she was telling me this story like it was like a nonchalant thing and I was like, bro, you seriously injured me, what are you talking about? And apparently maybe I deserved it, I don't know. Apparently there was a play and I shot a 3 and I hit it and I said, fuck you. And then I ran down the court. I don't remember doing that. So apparently that was payback. She saw the opportunity and she just body checked me and like I just like fucked up my shoulder. Yeah. Shit, she took it personal. I don't even remember doing that. Like it was probably just like
So you told somebody to go fuck themselves as,
Yeah,
as you
pretty
hit a
much.
3 and
Yeah.
they just like, fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up right now.
yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
That was the most like disrespectful thing. Really.
So you tell. So what's the message here for the people to watch college Canadian women basketball? Is that the message?
That we're aggressive.
No, like if you want to really tell the people to go watch this shit, because you know how it is. Question for you. You know, WNBA, NBA. You know, this huge war. in terms of, you know,
Equal pay,
equal everything, you know, facilities, whatever, blah, blah, blah. How you feel?
honestly, like, I'm on the fence because I understand both sides of it. Like, as a female, like, I think we deserve to be paid the exact same amount as a male.
Okay.
I think we do the exact same thing on the court, except for dunking. But like, I think it's the same caliber of players IQ. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I also understand that it just doesn't bring in as much money, which means they can't return the money to the players. So I understand that. I get that. But also, like, I don't know, it just still sucks. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It
knowing
does.
that you're putting, like, the same hours in, like, the same effort, and it's just not, like, being returned. Not that, like, we do it for the money,
Yeah.
or they do it for the money.
But I feel like there's like other sports that are like that, and it's all the way around. Like they're predominantly more like a woman's sport, but there's a men's section as well, and it's the same thing because it's a lot bigger. And the women's side,
Yeah.
the men that do this get paid
See-
less because at the end of the day, it's all about the views and the merge and ticket selling and yada yada yada.
That's very true. But what I don't appreciate is when, like, you do, like, bring up that conversation and someone's just like, well, women suck and men are better at basketball, men are better at the sport, that's why they get paid more. Like, know your place, basically. If you bring up the facts and be like, well, you know, it doesn't bring in as much money and, like, blah blah blah, like, it hasn't been around as long as the NBA, I'll appreciate that and, like, respect your opinion. But when people come be like, oh, like, WNBA is trash, when basketball is trash, like, they can't dunk, I'm like, you're uneducated, don't come to me and talk to me about that.
Okay, so it's just more like the approach of the subject. Like it's not
Yeah.
about the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you know, even though, because I feel like, you know, the professionals, you know, WNBA players, the ones that do protest against this stuff, they know exactly what you know,
Yeah.
and they still go ahead and
But also, like, they know more of, like, the ins and outs than I do. Like, I feel like there's definitely more that, like, organizations could do to, like, promote women's basketball and promote, like, certain women's sports that they don't necessarily do compared to men. So I feel like that's the argument there.
but you gotta understand that the marketing is a lot easier now than it was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows what WNBA is. What else can you do?
But yet they're still not getting paid the same
But that's what I'm
amount.
saying. If everybody already knows what it is, so the marketing is already there, right? And it's still not bringing in the money for the pays to be higher. What can you possibly do?
Yo,
Put a gun in everybody's head, like, yo, go watch this shit.
at that point, I'm not a business major, so I don't even know.
You're just here to play the ball.
I'm just at that point, fuck, when you get into, like, that shit, I don't know.
How you feel about, like, you know, the whole, like, transgender?
Wow. Oh, you're going, like, through basketball. I thought you just asked me in general. I was like, damn.
No, I'm talking about, like, sports. Like, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
transgenders playing, you know, their current gender leagues. You know what I mean? Like a transgender female playing women's basketball.
Yeah, that's gonna be canceled. I don't know. I feel like this is the tricky. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you.
No, say talk your shit, bro.
No, but I just feel like you should, like, if you were, like, born a female, you should play in a female sport, or don't play a sport at all, or something, or go in like a league where it's, like, other trans people. Do you know what I mean?
right.
So, like, that, like, I don't know, because, like, then there's the argument, it was like, well, like, females always, like, if you're a transgender going into, like, a male or something like that, like, that's like that, I don't know, because, like, that's the argument of, like, if you transition into a male, like, you're still not necessarily like a male, like, fully.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm definitely gonna cancel. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Take this in. Have you watched any of, like, Dave Chappelle's comedy special?
No.
No. Okay. There's one of them. I don't remember which one exactly. I think it's the one that's called Sticks and Stones. Not sure, but you could Google it. There's a joke in there, and it's about this. And they say, and Dave Chappelle says, like, just imagine if LeBron James puts on a wig and decides that he wants to be a transgender and wants to play in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Where he will score 480 points a game.
Yeah. That's
where's the equality in that?
But that's not even what it is though, because if you're transitioning, like you're off of what you're given estrogen, so he wouldn't even be that strong anymore.
It would still be fucking LeBron James.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be LeBron James as you know him as a male.
He very much so.
I don't know.
Like I see what you're trying to get, but it's not gonna be that night and day. Like he's still gonna have the skill. He's still gonna have the experience. I don't think he's gonna get any slower or less stronger. Maybe he's gonna get a little leaner, perhaps. Like his look is gonna change.
Yeah.
But LeBron James is still gonna be fucking LeBron James.
I guess. I don't know. I've never really put like that much thought into it. Do you know what I mean? Like I for me, when I like. One things I don't agree with is when like female runners or female athletes can't participate because they have a high like testosterone like level.
Oh no, that's fucked up.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
or like, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of shit that I'm like, bro, like.
Well, that's the shit that they try to hit Serena Williams with at one point, which was kind of fucking retarded.
No,
like, she's gifted. Like she didn't choose that life. She didn't do anything special.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you, but I feel like that's the argument that, like trans people have too. It's like where like. People are like, well, if like for me, like if you're born with like higher testosterone like levels, then like you shouldn't be stopped. But then like transgender, like, well, I was born like this way, like this is what like I am to myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like, fuck. I don't know.
So from your own perspective, moral of the story, what does that look like?
What do you mean? What look like?
Like moral of the story in terms of transgender athletes. Playing, their respective sport. What does that look like to you? Like, what would you?
I honestly like feel like I don't think I would say right now no, but I do think that there should be like movement in making like their own league. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like they're not completely like shut out from one or the other.
But I just feel like at that point, like it's a little discriminatory.
How?
Because it's just kind of like.
But that's the same.
It's just kind of like having male washroom, female washroom, transgender washroom.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem with this shit.
Yeah.
Equality is no longer equal, and unfortunately, like, just think about it. Let's just say, you get as big to the point now you get to play for Team Canada. You go to the fucking Olympics in Japan, and now you have to play a bunch of French dudes. What do you do at that point?
Yeah.
Just say, fucking coach, like, what you want us to do? Like, they tall, they big, fucking masculine, like,
I don't know.
fuck.
What do you think?
Me personally, I just feel like if we're gonna talk from a professional standpoint, you gotta go with what you are. Unfortunately, if you at some point in your life was a man, now you don't look like a man out of your own choice,
you should still
you're
play
still a man
in men's sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that doesn't make it fair for the female.
But also, it doesn't make it fair for them either playing with men.
Okay, then
and
now you're gonna have to choose because it's all about decisions.
But also, in the other way around, like if you were a female, if you were a man, if you were a female transitioning into a man, and then you play with women, like you have a way higher testosterone level than they do.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that would, scientifically speaking, it makes a difference, but really, you're still not at a level of a man.
Okay.
I mean,
let's see.
I mean, maybe at a level of some men, but not.
I would just like to say that I support everyone's decision.
I just feel like at the end of the day, it's a decision thing. It's a very controversial topic, and if we're gonna talk about equality, like, let's make it equal. Let's make it make sense. Because at this point, we're trying to help, and we're trying to integrate, and which is cool. I'm all for it because I don't feel like these people should be outed out or booted out because of, sexuality
No, 100%.
decisions. Like, who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah.
let them be them. But ultimately, like, you got to look at it from what it actually is, the advantages and disadvantages and whatever else. It's tough, Unfortunately, you and me are not people to make these calls, but hey,
exactly.
we're part of the society, and I guess we got something to say at the end of the day. So what the season looks like with the COVID and
back to normal.
Back to normal. We're back to
full capacity as of right now. Back to normal. Traveling, 20 games, away games, home games.
So how does it look? 10 and 10? 10 away or 20-20?
Well, what?
Like how the games, is it like 10 away, 10 home, or 20 away, 20 home?
Depends on like.
So, but it's just like 20 games total.
20 games total. So like some teams you'll play 4 times and they're all 1 point games, and then some teams you'll only play 2 times. So like 1 at home, 1 away, and those are 2 point games.
Okay, so question: what determines that?
Okay, so basically what determines that? It like changes every year. So like every year you might play this team twice, and the next year you'll play them 4 times. Like it depends. I think they do that just for like travel wise. Like every team like goes somewhere more or less. I don't know, but so you have 20 games total, and then at the end the points add up. So like let's say like I think the top 6 teams, so 2 don't go to the playoffs because there's 8 teams in my league. I'm
8 teams, sure. Only 6 go to
that wasn't right. But yeah, so like the last 2 it would go up to points, or the last like 3 would go up to points. So whoever has the most points out of that would go to playoffs.
So how many teams go to playoffs? 3?
No, 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
that makes sense because there's 3 quarterfinal games.
You don't know your own fucking league, man.
Yo, we only went to playoffs once, and we lost the quarterfinal games. So we only went to playoffs once.
So in this 3,
oh my bad, your mom's yelling at me for not finishing this. This is hard.
So in the 3 years that you have playing with SMU, you only been to playoffs.
Well, we only had 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, because last season got fucked up because of COVID.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucks. It's weird. I'm going into my 4th year. I've only played 2 years.
So you skipped a year because of COVID.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good rest. I
guess, bro. It's so boring. I was depressed the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel as an athlete, and then everything just gets taken away from you?
Depression, pain.
Depression, pain.
Yeah.
You're not serious.
No, I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually really hard. Like, it was the first time that like I hadn't competitively played like in a game
for that
long. We just practiced, and even that, like, it wasn't the same compete level. Like, you're not practicing for anything. Like, yeah, like you're practicing to get better individually, but at the same time, it's like it's not that same like environment and culture. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's on the same page, because some girls are like, oh, there's not even a season, like I don't have to do this, and then other girls like me are like, nah, like I'm here to get better, like fix up. So
ultimately, you just practice.
Yeah, just practice.
We had to keep in shape.
We had 2 scrimmages. Like
against
first one was against Dow, and then the second one was against Acadia, but they weren't even real games. Like against Dow, I think we had 10-minute quarters, and then we reset the score every quarter, so you just won a quarter. There was not like an actual game.
So
same with Acadia, actually.
So you'll just play to win a quarter.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, again, not even the same.
Didn't mean shit. It was just like
just to play against someone else other than your teammates.
Oh, that's dope. I feel like that's
but yeah, dope. It was hard because, like, I mean, obviously I'm not speaking for every athlete, but like for myself, like basketball is kind of like my therapy.
How do you see like other, like, your teammates? Fuck it. Shit teammates on your team. How many you got?
Shit teammates. Like, what do you mean? Like, as in, like,
shit.
Like player wise,
like player, like
on
everything,
the court,
everything. Bad habits. Don't show up to practice.
No. There's none of those.
So you got, everybody's a hard worker.
Everyone shows up to practice. Not everyone shows up to things that aren't mandatory though. Like we have like, well, because I mean like,
So practice is mandatory.
yeah, practice is mandatory. So
Okay.
obviously everyone shows up.
Yeah.
If they didn't, they wouldn't be on the team.
Okay. Are you allowed to miss practice? Like if
You'd have to have a good ass reason, like exam or like
Okay.
doctor's appointment. And you
Okay.
tell Scott, you can't just miss practice, be like, oh, sorry, I had an exam. It doesn't work like that. You'd have to tell Scott ahead of time. And usually he would like try and plan around that too. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, because you have to let him know because he has a practice plan. You don't just go in not knowing what's going on. Like you get a practice plan behind, oh my God, I can't speak, before practice. So
Okay.
you know what's going on before you even step on the court.
Okay. Cool.
Which is good because, again, like we're adults, right? So like Scott will be like, next drill. And you should know what it is.
Okay. So like there's no reason to miss practice.
No.
Okay, cool. And
But yeah.
shit, back to the shit teammates. Shit, unreliable. If it depended on them, you'll lose every fucking game. How many you got?
I'm just gonna go off skill wise. I think like it's like 4
4.
skill wise. Honestly, like
Any of those starters?
no.
Okay, so bench.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But when do you rely on your bench? You know,
I don't know. The Raptors have the best bench,
this isn't the NBA though.
but again, that's such a thing. Like when before the Raptors won that championship, I think it was like the year before, or 2 years before they won the championship. I don't know. They went to semifinals against Brooklyn. They lost that. Like the guys fucking swept. And no. Actually, went to Game 7. They lost in Game 7, and that was super hype because that's like as far as the team had ever made it in a long time. And that was the whole thing. Like Raptors are shit, but like they got the best fucking
Bench.
bench in the league. Who give a shit about that? Like they in the bench.
No, that's actually like it really does come in handy because when you're deep, that means you can rotate more players in, which means you don't have to rely on just your starting 5, which means they can get more rest, which means they can do better when they're in the game.
Yeah, but like who relies on the bench? Like you might have 1-2 guys that if it's a blowout game, you put them in or whatever.
When I
else,
say
but-
bench, I mean like actual bench players. But like you have your
So that's okay. So that's the thing. Like, does somebody signs up to be a bench player?
no, never. Who would?
So then, why do we give any
Listen,
credit to these motherfuckers?
I've been a bench player before. Okay.
Okay.
And you come into every game thinking like, yo, I'm about to go out there and I'm about to hit like 2 threes or like 2 layups and I'm gonna stay in the game. Never happens. You're in there like some bench players like for me example, when I was a bench player, I was in there for like a spurt of energy and you're out. So like if the starting 5 looks dead, you put me in, I get like 1 or 2 stops, 1 or 2 scores, and I'm out. And that creates like energy, and then like the starter's like, oh shit, like he just scored.
So you're just there to boost the battery of the team.
Basically. And every
That's
like,
fucked.
there's different bench players. Like some people come in for defense, like end of the game. Like they didn't play the whole game, but they're in there because they have good defense. Or you come in. I've also been this player is like for free throws. So if it's like, and this is being a bench player is hard. Like they don't get enough credit. Listen, it's hard because listen.
Shout out to the bench players.
Shout out to the bench players, the good ones, because
Citizenship bench players.
Yeah.
Citizenship bench players.
yeah, those are like the legit bench players. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But then like you have like the ones in the rotation kind of. And you have like the bench players coming in for defense, creating things on defense and offense. And then you have the ones like when it's down to free throws near the end of the game and everyone's in bonus and they come in and you come in for offense and they just give you the ball and you get fouled. And it's like 30 seconds left and you have to shoot a free throw. And your coach is like, make it. You haven't been in the game the whole game, but make these free throws. And you're like, fuck, man, I ain't even warm. I was sitting on the bench the whole game.
So how do you? Okay, so you said some players are getting the free throws. Some players, talking about the bench players, some of them are good at defense.
Let's call them role players.
Bench players.
Okay.
They're good. So why are they in the bench? Because they suck at everything else.
Not really. I feel like I don't know because I feel like it depends on the coach. It depends on politics sometimes.
Okay.
And also like every coach is different. Like they might see potential in a certain player, not the other player. So that certain player gets like
more time.
More time.
That's garbage. So
And
how
also,
do,
like,
so how do you get to like move from the bench the starter position because you're not given the opportunity. Like, what do? You injure the other motherfucker in practice on purpose? Like,
nah, I feel like I don't know. You eventually get your shot though.
You eventually, because like it. Okay, here's the thing: if I'm that player that you as a coach, you know that you're gonna need me for the last half of the game because my defense is lit. You already know that. Mm-hmm. What the fuck else can I do to let you know? Like, yo, why don't you just move for the whole game?
Yo, honestly, I actually don't have an answer because that was me. Like, I was like, yo, I'm actually playing great. My ass is still on the bench, yo. Like, I don't know.
What team was this?
Lincoln Prep.
Lincoln Prep.
So
you went your whole run Lincoln Prep being a bench player?
Like, I wasn't like one of those like stuck to the bench players, but like I got my minute. I got like 10, 15, sometimes 20, 25 minutes a game, depending.
So, and you got what, 2 20-minute halves?
Yeah. It's 40-minute games.
Yeah, but 25 is decent.
That was a good day, though, and probably like a shitty team. Good day and a shitty team. You know what I mean? But,
wow. When they wanted to give the starter players a rest.
Yeah, pretty much. But, like, I don't know. Like, it was.
And let me ask you this. 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. You went off?
Yeah, I played well. I scored over 10. That's good though. I averaged 14 something in university. So.
Okay. So and that's like an average okay.
Like I'm the leading scorer on my team. I don't know if that's like a really good score in the league, but I'm the leading scorer on my team. 14.5, I think I averaged this year.
Okay, so you're booming in that aspect. Okay, Lincoln Prep. You went off on that one day that it was a shit team. Mm-hmm. You dropped 16, 18 on the motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. No problem.
Definitely not 16, 18. It was more like 11, 12.
11, 12. Cool. Whatever. Just shy a few points. Mm-hmm. And coach still said, sit down.
Next game, yeah. Next game, still didn't see the court after like the first quarter or something.
And that was the whole run. Why don't you just say like, yo, fuck this, yo?
Yeah, because ball's life, bro.
Yeah, but wouldn't other like academies somewhere that
we thought about it? Honestly, I thought about it. Like me and my dad did about leaving my grade 12 year, but at that point, like
that don't make no sense.
I had been with that coach since grade 9. Uh-huh. Like I played Transway.
So the coach knew this coach raised you.
Yeah.
And he's still the fuck? Honestly,
like I can't be mad because like at the end of the day, like if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am, and I like where I am. Do you know what I mean? Like I could have maybe gotten some more exposure and then ended up on like some small D1 school and not played a single minute when I was there. And that's what happens to a lot of Canadian athletes. They go to the States, and some of them, like they're big name girls, like players, like they'll play big minutes at these USA teams or schools. But like majority of Canadians, they go there and they're lost in the shuffle. Like if they
become the automatic bench player.
If an American, like let's say you're like if you have an American coach, right, American staff, and let's say you're like equal to another American player, they're picking the American player, 100%. Like you have to be above and beyond better than every single player to like actually get respect. Big, unless you're a big name like basketball player like in Canada.
Okay, example. Who's a big name? Do you know?
Yo, if you're like Letitia, she can dunk. Come on now. Like obviously she plays for North Carolina.
Okay, who the fuck is Letitia?
Yo, Letitia, bro, she's sick. I actually don't know her personally, but she's just like super lanky. Mm-hmm. I played against her. She played in the OSBA as well, and she can dunk.
Okay.
So come on now, obviously.
Yeah.
And even her, like, she went and she played D1, and like, yo, I really hope it's North Carolina or South Carolina. I think it's South Carolina. And she went and like she played, but she didn't play big minutes like she was used to. You know what I mean?
So does she play big minutes now, or is she still on the?
Well, she's like 2 years younger than me, so she just finished her first year, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
True. What happened to your one friend, the one tall one? She went to the States to play. She was there at No.
Huh?
Is
Oh, Naya.
Naya. Yeah.
Oh, yo, you better mute that name, eh? The fact that I brought that, I'm not even joking. Don't even put that name in there.
Why?
I don't fuck with her anymore.
Oh shit! What happened?
Oh, again, mute the name. She's a psychopath.
Oh, for real?
Yo, psychopath.
I thought you guys was like tight.
Nah, psychopath.
But you guys was tight.
We were like cool. Like she was funny, but like psychopath funny. Like crackhead, like and then you realize she's being serious and you're like, fuck.
Like I'm about to kill somebody right now.
You're like, whoa. And you're like, wait, girl, for real?
But what happened to that girl?
Yo, me sending you Macy, bro. We were asking the same question. I said, "Oh, she's in rehab."
Rehab.
I thought she was in that was my guess, right? They
Like
were like on. Yeah. I don't know which one. Someone asked me that.
So what happened to her basketball career? Dead?
No, she just transferred. Yo, it's too much information. Yo. She just transferred. Like they just sent in the group chat. Like she just popped up. We were just talking about her too, like last weekend. Yeah.
Where'd she transfer?
I don't know.
So, GG's?
Yeah, like just done. It's dead, bro.
Like, so she not big ball player? I thought she was big ball player because you shot her out a few times. Like he was like, "Oh, you're my girl, yes sir, no sir."
I don't think I ever did that. We're not.
Yes, you did that on your Instagram.
We're not talking about Naya right now.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about Naya. I was talking about the before name I said before that. Naya's sick. I love you, Naya. And we talked about the name before. You have to mute it out.
Oh,
she's the crackhead.
Oh, I thought he was talking about.
No, Naya, I love you. She's awesome. She just transferred. She transferred to Wake Forest. She went to Utah before. We just changed the subject. Yeah, Naya's great. Yo, mute the name.
No, now I'm gonna do it properly because I did not know. I thought this whole time we was talking about Naya.
No.
So Naya is okay to leave.
You don't want to say something that in the future.
I know. That's why I'm saying mute the name.
Career, okay?
My career. Whoa, what? We're not talking about me though. No, Naya's great.
Right.
Yeah, Naya. She went to Utah for 3 years and she just transferred to Wake Forest. She says she loves it. So
you keep in contact with them people?
Yeah, I talk to her all the time.
Like anything about the experience in Utah? I feel like Utah's lit. Why would you leave Utah?
Well, like, just like it wasn't her fit anymore, you know? That happens. Sometimes, like, she committed young, too. Like, she committed in grade 11. So, like, it wasn't a fit anymore. Like, it might have been a fit in grade 11. That happens. And now, like, NCAA players and D1 players they can transfer without sitting out a year.
Okay.
Which is sick. Before you had to sit out a year. So, like, it was great for her. She could transfer and then not have to sit out. So you had to
transfer and just...
Yeah, the red shirt. If you transfer your red shirt, it's still a thing in our league. If you transfer your red shirt for a year, you can't just move school because otherwise people would just like hop schools like that. You know what I mean? And just go to the next best school. Yeah. Like there has to be some type of sacrifice if you actually want to go to that school.
Okay, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Dang.
But now in the NCAA, that's not a thing.
Anyway, well, to close the shit out because I feel like we're talking enough basketball and all this shit.
Facts.
What you want to leave the people with?
I don't know.
Or is there a message you want to leave to the young athletes looking at you, the people that watches your games and watches your polls and all that garbage? What do you want to let them know?
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
Nah, I'm joking. Yo, I don't know. You know what's funny is that people always ask me this question. Not people, but like whenever you have an interview, they always ask you that question. I don't know what to say. Like you think of the cringiest and most stereotypical answers, like follow your dreams and like be true to yourself.
I'm gonna tell you something that is so like overused, but it's so true, and that's what everybody else say it. And until you like get to a certain level in life where you understand, like, fuck, this is really the key of life, is be yourself. I feel like even at this very moment, you still don't know how heavy that is.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, like, you know, the cliche garbage, like, oh, you know, work hard or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's true.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like it's something that you just, like, heard somewhere and you just repeated it because it sounds nice. That's the fact.
No, it's facts. Be yourself.
Be yourself. That's what we're gonna tell the children.
Yeah, be yourself. Love yourself. Cause at the end of the day, yo, if no one loves you, you can love yourself.
Fact. This is it, guys. How far is too far with my sister here.
Yeah.
Follow her on Instagram. Don't be DMing my sister because we're gonna have a problem for real. Peace out.